Assalamu alaikum grade 2. How are you? I hope you are happy and safe. Our lesson today is really interesting. Mentally subtract 10 or 100. In the last lesson you have learned how to subtract hundreds. In this lesson you are going to learn how to subtract tens or hundreds from hundreds and some more. Let's see how can we do that. Let's start with the story. 135 students are on the playground. They have fun. 100 students go inside. How many students are left on the playground? This is the question. This is what we need to find. Let's model this question to understand the idea of the lesson. To find how many students left on the playground, we need to find 135 minus 100. Let's model 135. We need 100 block because we have 100 here. And we need 3 tens rods. Here they are. 1, 2, and 3. And how many ones do we need, grade 2? Yes, we need 5 ones. Here they are. Now, minus 100. To subtract 100 means to take away 100 from these blocks. Since we have here 100, so we will cross it out. Now, how many hundreds do we have, grade 2? We have 0 hundreds. Excellent. And how many tens? 3 tens. And how many ones? We have 5 ones. So 135 minus 100 equals 35. This 0 didn't mean anything, so we can write it, but it's better not to be written because 0 means no 100. If we write 35, we already know that there is no hundreds. We don't need to write 0 to know that there are no hundreds. So 135 minus 100 equals 35. It's almost the same idea for the last lesson. Look at the basic fact that we can use here. What do you think, grade 2? What's the basic fact that we can use to subtract these two numbers? As you have learned in the last lesson, we can subtract the hundreds digit. The hundreds digit here is 1, and the hundreds digit here is 1. So 1 minus 1 equals 0. So we have 0 hundreds. But here we have 3 tens and 5 ones. Here we don't have tens or ones. So 35 minus 0 equals 35. So simply when we have 100 and some more minus 100, we can use basic fact to subtract. So this digit minus this digit, and then we will add the tens and ones as is. So there are 35 students are still playing on the playground. So please, grade 2, be sure to write the answer here and draw the blocks as you see here. Draw these blocks in that space. Now let's solve another example. What if we have 422 minus 100? The same idea. We can use a basic fact. What's the basic fact that we can use here, grade 2? The hundreds digit here is 4, and the hundred digit here is 1. So we need to subtract this 4 from this 1. So 4 minus 1 equals 3. This is the hundred digit. We have to subtract hundreds digit from hundreds digit, and we will keep the ones and tens as is. So the answer here is 300 and the same number of tens and the same number of ones. So the answer is 322. It's so easy, right? Or we can write the problem vertically. It's 422 minus 100. So we have to subtract ones from ones. 2 minus 0 is 2. 2 minus 0 is 2 again. And 4 minus 1 equals 3. Of course, we get the same answer, 322. But what if we would like to subtract 10 from such number? How can we do that? Let's take another example. If we have 460 minus 10, how can we subtract this number? Now, observe that we don't have a hundreds digit here. So we cannot use the basic fact that say 4 minus 1 because this is a hundreds digit and this is a tens digit. So we cannot subtract them. Since this is a tens digit, so we have to subtract 6 minus 1, not 4. Because since this is a tens digit and this is the tens digit, so we can use the basic fact that say 6 minus 1 equals 5. And we will keep other number as is, or other digits as is. So the answer here is 4. We will keep it as is, but the tens digit is gonna be 5, and the ones digit is the same, it's 0 here. So 460 minus 10 equals 450. Or you can solve it by rewrite the problem vertically like 460 minus 10. Be careful to write 10 here. Ones with ones, tens with tens. We cannot write 10 here because this place for the hundreds digit. So 0 minus 0 is 0 and 6 minus 1 is 5. 4 minus nothing or 4 minus 0 is 4. Of course, we get the same number. So the idea is when we subtract 10, we can subtract the digit itself. If 10, so we will subtract from the tens digit in the first number here. If we subtract 100, we will subtract from the hundreds digit. Like next time, if we see like 480 minus 10, we will look at this digit, we will say 8 minus 1 equals 7. So simply the answer is 4, 7, and 0. So it's 470. But if we subtract 480 minus 100 now, we will look at the hundreds digit. We will say 4 minus 1 equals 3. So the answer is 380. Just as simple as this. Now let's solve the question number 1. Subtract 329 minus 100. So since we subtract 100, so we will look at this digit. 3 minus 1 equals 2, and we will keep the other numbers or the other digits as is. Question number 2. Here we will subtract 10, so we will look at this digit. 2 minus 1 equals 1, and we will keep other digits as is. Or you can subtract as usual. You will say 3 minus 0 equals 3, and you will start with ones digits. 6 minus 0 equals 6, and 3 minus 1 equals 2. Now it's your 10th grade 2, so please try to solve these problems by yourself, and then when you finish, you can check them here. The same for these questions, you can check your answers here. Now let's solve the question number 18. 498 minus 100. Again, since we are subtracting 100, so we will look at the hundreds digit. So 4 minus 1 equals 3, and we will keep the other digits as is, so 9 and 8. So 498 minus 100 equals 398. Question number 19, 533 minus 100. We can subtract the same idea. Since this is 100, not 10, we will look at the hundreds digits. So 5 minus 1 equals 4, and we will keep the other digits as is. Now let's solve the question number 20. Find the missing number. I got the question. If we subtract 434 minus something, we will get 424. Look at the hundreds digits here and here. They are the same. Look at the tens digit. Here 3 and here it's 2. They are not the same. It's 1 less than the hundreds digit here. And the ones digit here is the same as the ones digit here. So the 10th digit is changed. So what do you think, grade 2? We subtract 10 or 100? Yes, of course, we subtracted 10. Great job. Let's solve question number 22. 738 minus something equals 638. Observe the hundredth digit. Here it's 7, here it's 6. Now it's clearly that we subtracted 100. Now it's your turn in grade 2, so please try to solve these two questions by yourself, and then when you finish, you can pick them here. The same for the next page, you can pick your answers here. And the next two pages are your homework, grade 2, so please try to solve them by yourself, and then when you finish, you can check them here. That's enough for today, grade 2. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.